So good morning, everyone. So happy to be back to our program. A little bit of changing here after those live sessions we had at Sapphire and Partner Summit. We had a great event, and now we are coming back with a different background and format here. There were many interesting topics out of Sapphire, and one of those, of course, will be taking intelligent enterprise for a further edition. But now GDPR seems to be a pretty interesting topic to discuss. And in order to do that, I brought somebody that is pretty mindful in that uses and works every day with GDPR. And with me, I have Darren Lee. Darren, good morning.
Good morning, Pablo. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, my pleasure. Darren, why don't we start with a...
Yeah, I'd love to. So my name is Darren Lee. I'm a digital demand executive here at SAP. I've been with the company for roughly around a year and a half now. And my core commitments, what I do is try and truly understand organizations' needs, any kind of pain points they might be having, and try and advise them to the best of my abilities to help them with their digital transformation.
Sounds good. Thanks. Sounds good. Thank you, Darren. Darren, I really enjoy when the market is being disturbed and there is a lot of buzzwords and things and topics coming on. And GDPR seems to be right now one of those topics that basically is transforming and changing the way we work. And it could be interesting to discuss a little bit around that. Why don't you tell us a little bit of how you work with that, or what is your point of view, what is your insight around it?
Yeah, so it's actually a huge topic going on, especially of late, especially within the last few weeks. I think this changes a lot of things. I think it changes many ways of how we look at customers going forward, or potential prospects, if you will. I think the best way to put it is, the way it used to be was by reaching out to customers, it would be through, abruptly reaching out by phone call or email. And that's typically been the status quo for years, obviously. And it's sometimes it can be great. Where the main idea is to try to catch a spark, ignite something with the contact that you're speaking to. But one thing that I've always thought, and it's happened quite a few times before, is you could be speaking to them, trying to get a better understanding of their organization, trying to get a better understanding of any kind of pain points or anything like that could be going on. But at the same time, the customer could be feeling one of many things. It could be, how does this person know my name? How did this person get my phone number? How did this person get my email? And so on. So essentially, in a nutshell, from a sales perspective, that's kind of how we've been looking at GDPR. That's the way that we've been looking at things of late, and really how it's been affecting not only from an organizational standpoint, but from a sales standpoint going forward. So, you mentioned before how this does create new opportunities, and I couldn't agree more with that statement.
So, Darren, that's a great point. And one of the specific comments that I found researching a little bit more about GDPR and how we work on that right now.
Right.
It's a specific phrase that says that GDPR is basically asking us to handle personal data with respect.
Absolutely.
And I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I think it's a compelling way to just, from a high-level perspective, to say that.
Absolutely.
So it takes us to the requirement to add value to not only the conversation, but whatever we need to propose to the customers.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually a positive point, a positive outcome out of the whole GDPR.
I couldn't agree more with that statement. So here's the thing. With an organization such as SAP and companies alike, we have value. Organizations know that we have value. We deliver assets to organizations. We help organizations grow. So the relevancy is there. And here's what I love about this. One of the biggest channels that we can use going forward is social media. It's something that we've used in the past, of course. But I think now this actually gives us an opportunity to not use tools such as LinkedIn or what have you as prospecting, but it's to engage with insights. It's to add value for these organizations. If I'm trying to connect with someone, say if it's someone C-level or if it's whoever, and if they connect with me, the main reason why they connect, they see the name, they see the company that I work for, and they know my role. Now, they might not send me a message right away, but I think the key takeaway in this is they know that there is relevance and there is value to why we should be in their social network. So going forward, I think the best way to approach this, so for myself, I'm very industry focused. So the advice that I would give to other sales reps or anyone else that are looking to reach out, expand their brand, do your homework. I think that's the most effective way to do so. Have a better understanding of their industries. Have a better understanding of what's going on in said industries. And then try and find or create on your own videos, articles, content that's going to be relevant to them. So when the time comes and if there is a need, they can reach out to you. Or if there's an article that you're thinking that might be relevant to them, why don't you tag them in it? Show them that you have a better understanding of what they're going through. I think it's our core responsibility to be a trusted advisor when it comes to their digital transformation. And I think it's extremely important. I feel the quality of that can go numbers. And you're not being pushy, you're not messaging them constantly, because at the end of the day, they know that you're of value, and eventually that time will come for when there is a big shift within their company where they feel that they need to make a step. They have me or anyone else, obviously, to help them navigate, and we've been seeing that already, and it's been fantastic so far.
Good.
Yeah.
You made a pretty good point in there, or several points. There are key components out of the GDPR, and there will be the first component of transparency, where we need to ensure that we have a fair relationship with the client. So
Absolutely.
we have that.
Absolutely.
And there will be, at a second point, a limitation, a purpose limitation, why we have that data stored. That's also another key point.
Of course.
Then we will also focus on data minimalization. So we keep the fair amount of data from that customer, from that person,
Of
which
course.
is relevant for what we do.
Absolutely.
And then is accuracy. So do we have the correct data of that person? If not, then we have to delete it. We have to remove it from what we have.
Of course.
Which goes to the storage limitation, which will be, do we got the permission to get that? Those are those components. And finally, integrity and confidentiality. So
Yes.
we need to ensure that wherever we have that data will be secure.
Absolutely.
And we'll make everything that is required to keep it that way.
Of
Those
course.
are the components which basically maps what you just mentioned. But now, if you were to give us some advices, some comments on that, best practices, what
Sure.
would you say those best practices could be?
Well, to tell you the truth, my whole concept around this, I've been within a sales role for roughly the last 7 years. And the way of the past was the way I've been doing it for so long. So this transition is huge. It opens up a lot of doors. It opens up a lot of opportunity. And I honestly believe that when we're reaching out to customers or potential prospects, if we do not have their information, that's okay. If we happen to find them on a social media website, and if we opt on connecting with them and they accept, I think right there that opens up opportunity, not only for SAP or anybody from a sales organization. It opens up opportunity for them as well. And I think that's an extremely important part. And to reiterate what I mentioned earlier about doing your homework, getting a better understanding of the industries, I think connecting with them and keeping it on the confines of using applications such as LinkedIn as a professional networking application keep it among those barriers. It's to share insights. It's to share ideas. It's to create new possibilities. It's to create new opportunity. So when connecting, if it's a video that you might find that's relevant to them, if it's an article that you see that could be relevant to them, where you feel that potentially an SAP solution could be a viable option, being able to share articles and you can say, "Hi Julia, thanks for connecting. I was doing some research earlier and I feel like this could be something that could resonate with you. If so, I would love for us to have a conversation sometimes." Leave it at that, and if they don't respond, then that's okay. But at the same time, you're showing credibility to your organization, their organization, and in hopes of when that time does come, they'll think of you. Because at the same time, we want to be able to provide solutions. We approach customers to begin with because we have faith in what our solutions can offer. And that's one of the toughest things about prospecting in the past. It's not you're trying to get a sale. It's the genuine understanding of there having to be a need. There's growth. There's organizations are either in the early stages of transforming their business or they're in the middle of it. But the transformation is going to be ongoing. And for us, I would like personally to position myself as an advisor to help them grow.
Awesome. Darren, I believe we already broke a couple of barriers in here in terms of that fear that we might have.
Absolutely.
Towards GDPR. And I want to thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I know you gave us a lot of insights, so I'm so happy about that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Darren. So we are at the end of this conversation, but looking forward to have more experts on camera.